Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Palmisano here, and let's talk about how we can teleport for gear demos. What if you didn't have to go into Guitar Center, go to Sweetwater, get it shipped to your house, go to a friend's place that has the guitar you want to try out the Silver Sky, to hear how Corey Wong's Optimist or my friend Robert Keeley's Omni Reverb sounds like out of my MT-15, or my partner Dan Caron's Friedman here. What if I could hear those things out of my rig before I bought them? What if I went to the Teleport app in the community and Corey Wong or Robert Keeley or a retailer, small and large, or lowly YouTubers posted a song featuring the gear that you're interested in purchasing? And you could just hit download and then hit the center button and you'd hear it being played out of your rig before you buy it. Now that is something, my friends, that none of us have ever done. Except it drops this Friday. So, how does it work? The Teleport turns everything in front of it into an uncompressed WAV file. If you just plug the guitar into it, it turns this jack into an uncompressed WAV file. This is your hands, your instrument, uncompressed WAV file. So it will sound identical as if you were just plugged into it directly. And then it can upload that to the cloud and someone else can download it. And they download the very same uncompressed WAV file. And then they hit play on their Teleport, and that very same uncompressed WAV file plays out of their amp or plugged into their DAW wherever they are. So the way that you can hear me that percussion, right? The dynamics and the sensitivity that you get from an amp, the volume, if you crank it, we can share that for the first time. And it's actually my hands, and it's this guitar. It's the sound of these pickups and these strings and this neck. You picking up what I'm putting down? So, how would it work? So, not only does this send files, this is the easiest looper you've ever used. And I'm going to show you why it's great for gear demos, okay? One, we want to make something in time, okay? So this is my metronome, okay? Now, I'm going to record with the metronome, and then I'm going to remove the metronome so I can just hear the guitar. So give me a count in. Listen to it. So, you could tell that that sounded the same as if I was still there playing. You hear the actual instrument and you hear the percussion of the strings and the transparency of the pickups. That's why I love this guitar. Now, if I were to put the Optimist on in front of that, right, I could record that and I could send it. So let me clear this one, right? Let me put on the Optimist. You hear that little distortion? Right? Let's give myself a little tap tempo here. Let's go with a little, actually I'm just going to manually select my tempo, not tap. So you can tap or you can manually select. Let's go with 130. Let's hear what it sounds like. All right, now I'm going to give myself a lead in. Turn the metronome up. sounds pretty killer. But let's hear how it sounds out of this Friedman. Now, if I had 2 cables and I had planned for this video, I would just change the routing, and that would have been smart of me. My partners won't like that I do it like this, but I'm actually going to manually unplug it, plug it into this Friedman, and now imagine the same uncompressed wave file, different amp. Let's hear how it sounds like. I don't know about you, but that is pretty damn cool. I personally prefer the MT-15, but that Friedman's got some grit to it, doesn't it, Dan? Dan, I know you love your Friedman. But that's the point, my friends. What you just saw me do with this down and dirty iPhone video is something that no one else has done before, but you can do, we can do together starting this Black Friday. If you get one of these things, I will upload songs. You will upload songs. And we will be able to hear the player and the instrument turn into an uncompressed wave file. The other end, the other teleport will download it, and it will play, and it will sound exactly the same as if that person and that instrument was there. Before you go, I want to plant a little seed, okay? What else does this mean in the arena of gear? Well, what if a certain friend of yours had a $500,000 Dumble? What if the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland had a Jimi Hendrix Marshall amplifier? What if the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. had a 5150 from Eddie Van Halen? And what if these people and institutions, while they might not let these iconic amplifiers leave their home, what if we could convince them to get a teleport and put an SM57 on the cone of the speaker cab, and you could simply teleport a song, hit play, and it would be playing out of Eddie Van Halen or Jimi Hendrix amplifier or that Dumble owned by you-know-who, and then you could use that recording. What if you're a collector of guitars? And what if, sure, you don't want people coming to your house and playing Blackie or whatever, but what if you were okay with people hearing what it sounded like, to share it with them, so that people that maybe saw Clapton play Blackie oh so long ago in person could hear the sound of that guitar again? What if you Jerry Garcia fans out there could hear Wolf again? Think about it. So what if these collectors that own these instruments decided to get a teleport, play into them, and share those songs so that you could relive it again? What would that mean? That would be very, very cool. So I'm obviously making this video in the hopes that any of these people see these things and say, that's an awesome idea. And if you do, just DM me. So that's it, my friends. Black Friday, this week, this drops. If you want to teleport with me, go to teleport.guitargate.com, enter your email, and I will shoot you a link to buy 1 hour before the general public. These will absolutely sell out, and we're limiting to 2 per person, and we're going to take all of the money that we make from selling the pedals, and we're going to buy all new inventory. And then all of the money we make from those orders going back into inventory. And it's just going to keep going in. And we want everybody to start teleporting so that all of us can hear all of us from anywhere. I gotta tell you, now that is incredibly cool. It is something we have never done before. And it's about to be 2025. Isn't it time we tried something new? I'll see you Friday.